Hello everyone, welcome back to a new video. I'm your host DoubleO, and today we're going to be talking about the front page of Roblox. So as you can see, it looks pretty furnished, has like the little logos up here, has the good like font and everything. But what the little things that it sorts by, they're a bit like So let's say, look, it's popular and it's Adopt Me, right? And popular worldwide, that's Adopt Me, right? But popular and popular worldwide is literally the same thing. Then we have down here, popular among premium. So in all three, it's just the same game. I'm not saying it's a bad game, it's actually pretty well made, but it's just the same game, Because it's basically the same sort. So what the people could do is they could make the recommended for you a bit better, because it does work, but it does recommend me games that I've played before and I don't like as much. Like, I've played this, but I prefer Restaurant Tycoon 2. I've played this, but I prefer Tower Defense Simulator because I played it for more. I got a bit bored of this game, and I don't play this too much because I'm not really interested in the plot. And it's just kind of recommends games that I've played before, and it's not exactly recommended for you. It's just, hey, play these games, we like them. So yeah, that's one of the things I don't really like about the front page. But the good ones that we have are most engaging, which means you can find games that people have spent the most time in. So basically, like, here's a roleplay game. I can see why people spend a lot of time in it. Lumber Tycoon 2, yeah, people spend a lot of time in that game as well. Soul Shatters, yeah, it's a good place to practice your movement and ways to click. I don't know, I haven't played it in a while. Animatronic World, it's another roleplay game. I can see why people play it a lot. These two games are some grindy JoJo games, which I do like. And then we have this, which is another tycoon, which I also like. We have Rural Citizens, Playing Crazy, Welcome to Bloxburg, So we have those ones. And so this one, I'd say, is a pretty good. But popular is also pretty good. But the thing about it is they have popular worldwide and popular among premium. So what I've noticed with the difference between popular and popular among premium is that what they do is like, see, I've noticed that there are a bit more anime games there. Because like, people who've bought premium are pretty invested into Roblox, right? So when they're invested into Roblox, that means they play a lot of games a lot of times. So there's like the anime games, which are pretty grindy. And I've noticed that, since people who invest into Roblox, like, are kind of geeky, not saying it's a bad thing, it's just a good thing. I've noticed that the people who have premium, I like playing this game based off of One Piece, this game based off of Tokyo Ghoul, this game based off of Dragon Ball, JoJo, which is my favorite anime, by the way, you should watch it. And Haikyuu, I think that's based off of Haikyuu, Sword Art Online and such, right? So I think that's pretty cool. Popular among premium, there is a good difference, but yeah. So one of my favorite things that I used to find my favorite games on is featured, if I can find it. Alright, right here, featured. So as you can see, there are some good games that I've played before and I like. There's Fantastic Frontier, which is a very good game. There's Super Striker League, which is also pretty good. There is Kickoff, which is pretty good as well. There's Zombie Uprising, which is really good. But there aren't like too many games that I prefer. Maybe it's because I'm picky, but I just find like one to three games that I like on featured, and I end up getting addicted to them for a few days. And yeah. But recently, the games I've been finding that I like the most are the ones that my friends over here, the ones that my friends play. So for example, my friend plays a lot of Robeats, and he got me back into the game, right? And so same thing with Arsenal, my friend started playing it, so yeah. Same thing with Tower Defense Simulator, he actually carried me and it helped a lot, and yeah. So, for example, my friend played Adopt Me and I decided to join them because, they're my friend. So I joined them and I thought, hey, Adopt Me is actually pretty good. And so, yeah. That's normally how I find my games, through the featured tab and the by my friends who normally play good games. They have good taste in games. And yeah. That's all I gotta say. Another bad thing about the front page is the up and coming. As you can see, if you go to animatronic world, it says created in 2014. That is not up and coming. And for example, if we go back to up and coming, we see a few like tycoon games that might have been botted, I'm not sure, but this game, Bear, it's not up and coming. I think it's been around for like a year. Yeah, right here. It was created in 2019, so that's not really up and coming. It's pretty popular. Booga Booga, another thing that it's not up and coming at all. It was really good back in 2017. It was like really popular. And so yeah. Another thing I don't like is that they don't give like the games that are actually really well made a chance. Like, we have a vibrant game with pets and kids role playing, you know. It's pretty fun, it's vibrant. But the thing that doesn't get the most love is if you go over here, you see one of the best games ever made on Roblox, Phantom Forces. And it's been around for a long time. I think it was one of the first FPSs to be created back when it was called Call of Robloxia. But it's just really good. You see how they go into detail about what types, it's a FPS game by the way, which is a shooting game. But they go into detail about what updates they make. It's like really good because when you create like the loadouts and stuff, when you make them, every gun has a description and statistics. But with each gun, there are 5 types of attachments you can have, and each type has around 10 attachments, and each attachment has little statistics, and each of them has a description. And I'm thinking they work incredibly hard on the game without any game passes, so they're not earning money from game passes. And so I think it's really cool because they've worked really hard on this game. And I'm pretty sure back when it was really popular, it brought Roblox a long way to appealing to the plus 13 audience. And yeah. Another game that I feel deserves a lot more love is Rogue Lineage. So what it is that it's just an incredible game overall. Right here, it says this game is incredibly difficult with little to no hand-holding. Enter at your own risk. And the game itself, it has a lot. I very much like the game and the concept. Rogue Lineage is a fantasy game with roguelike elements. That is true. It's basically where your character is out in the wild. They have 3 lives until they die, and after they die 3 times with those lives, they become their descendant. If you go to a place called Purgatory, which I've heard is like another place along with like heaven, hell, and such. So basically you go there, and one of the guys there says, "Oh, you're dead already? Who would you like to become as your descendant?" And you choose if you want to be a son or a daughter. And yeah. So it just kind of throws you into the game. There's no tutorial, no like customization of character. It's just kind of like throws you into the game, which is pretty accurate because in real life you don't get a tutorial on how to live, right? Let's say if this is real life, like in this game is basically about where you're a rogue, you just get up and get into the world, fight, and so on and so forth. Basically, there's a permadeath mechanic where each of your characters will have but a few lives before they die forever. You'll pass down some pieces of yourself to your heir who will become your next character. Another good thing is that players will progress by learning new abilities and trying to best their previous characters. Forge houses with your friends to take control of cities or stick it out alone. Tackle injuries, diseases, and trauma as you struggle to survive in this Testament to Pain. Testament to Pain, a bit overreacted, but I mean, if this game was real life, it's an understatement because this game is incredibly hard and it's incredibly well made. There are so many things to do. so many areas, and each area has like shops and stuff, hotels, and like safe spots, which I find to be really cool. And so what I really like is that there's like so many weapons, so many abilities, like there's just so much to do, right? There's this one thing I think you can find that gives you 10 lives. I think it's really hard to find, and you have to find it under certain conditions. Like, yeah. And so basically, it's really like in-depth game. There's like a lot to do in this game. And when I say a lot, I mean a lot. And so there are a few game passes, but they're not too bad. Disrespect emote pack. That's incredible. But basically, yeah, it's a really well made game. Go check it out. It deserves a lot more love, honestly. And yeah, it's a really good game overall. Another game that I really like is called Recoil. And yeah, basically what happened was these guys named Bad Skeleton, they made a game called Fray, right? So what they did is they made Fray, then after a bit they made Fray 2. Then after that they made another game, I forget what it was called, maybe? Then I think they made Recoil. And now I think they might be making a new one. Maybe my friend just played another one of that, but I saw it on my friends playing that. It was like a similar thumbnail of their game. And yeah, it's a pretty good game, but each time they kind of reset the game, like go from Fray to Fray 2 to the other game to Recoil. It's there's not really too much of a difference. So that's why whenever I want to say, let's play some Recoil, I would rather say, let's play some Fray. Then I'm like, oh, wait, I forgot. It's not Recoil anymore. Or it's not Fray anymore. It's Recoil. So yeah, there are a few changes, and they do make updates frequently. And yeah, it's pretty cool. I really like the game. And yeah, that's all I had to say. This video wasn't really too much about the front page. It was just me talking about the games and the front page. And yeah, how it changed, like the games that used to be popular, like Phantom Forces and stuff, and so on and so forth. Another game that I feel like gets I actually think it's underrated, but it deserves a lot of the love that it gets, if not more. Like, there are some pretty chill developers based on what I've seen on videos and 1v1s and such, and it's just like a nice game, you know? The animations are really good. It's not a game that's hard to get good at, and there's just like a lot of people who play it normally, and there's a good community. Everyone there is really chill, and you know, it has 1.2 billion visits, and it deserves all of them. Another thing that I don't like about the Roblox front page is where is it? The Arthro thing. Cause like I found a few games that I like on Arthro, but like, what's the difference between a game and then a game with Arthro, right? Like what? Cause like, let's say, this only allows blocky characters, but this allows slightly taller characters. And so, yeah, that confuses me a bit. But I do find a few games that I like by looking at Arthro. For example, Insurance Scam Simulator, which is a pretty funny game. Temple Thieves, which is a pretty good game. Monster Battle, which is good. I played that with my friends. And this incredible game, which I'll be talking about in a future video. Infinite autocorrect, yeah, and so on. There are a lot of good games on Roblox, but I feel like some of them are a bit hard to find. Because, let's say you want to play a game, right? And you go onto popular, and then you just press Adopt Me and decide to play it, right? Basically, if that's the first game you play, you get to think that Roblox is a bunch of kids, right? Because this game is very much directed to kids. But like, the thing about it is adults start playing Adopt Me and they're like, oh, Roblox must be for kids. But like I said in the channel trailer, it's not just for kids. There are games like Arsenal, games like Phantom Forces, games like Recoil, and that other game I showed you, Mega Mech, which is pretty good as well. And you know, they're just a lot, it's like a lot of games, including Lumion Legacy. I'll be talking about Pokemon Brick Bronze and Lumion Legacy in a future video, but like, Pokemon Brick Bronze was an incredible game, but let's say it was still up, I think it would, you would have to press this button 1 to 3 times to find Pokemon Brick Bronze, if not just searching it up. Because like, you have to scroll quite a bit to see Lumion Legacy, you know? Right? But, yeah. And another thing I don't like is that they removed the thing where you were able to search for games based on what they were like. Like if you press Adopt Me right here, it says genre RPG, right? You used to be able to just look up RPG and it would show you all of the good RPG games. And I really like that, but now it just redirects you to the front page. I don't know why they removed that. Like if you press genre FPS, it just directs you back to the front page. It's not showing you any FPS games, you know? And I don't really like that. They also removed, oh no, they didn't remove that. They made it into separate sections, but yeah. That's all I have to say about Roblox games and the front page. And yeah, I'll see you guys later.